So what can we do with these? Embroidery, of course. So guys, here we go. I got my tool that takes off my arms. Let's remove the arms. Here we go. We're going to take these arms off. Then we're going to replace this with our Hoop Tech embroidery frame. And guys, when I tell you I love this Hoop Tech frame, it definitely works a lot. Now, it does take a little bit to get this off of here. So we're going to take this off and then we're going to put it on. And once we do that, we'll have it all ready to set it up and put that down. Now let's grab our Hoop Tech hoop. Here we go. And we're going to make sure we don't hit anything by putting this in place properly, resetting our head so that it's not in the way. And we're going to put this on there. All right, guys, so once we get that on there, we will be able to add our shoe on. So it takes a little bit of time. We reuse the screws that we had the arm on with. Then we make sure everything's set. Check our bobbin, make sure we got thread, make sure the tension's right on that bobbin. Put a little oil in because it's the first time we're using the machine this day. And next, we are going to add our image. And guys, all we're going to do is use the software within the machine. And I'm using the PR1055X. Now this 1055X, I absolutely love it because guess what? It has a camera on it. It helps me to align my images. Here I have my stabilizer. I'm going to use some tearaway sticky and just put it right there underneath my arm so that I can stick the shoe to the sticky side. It's pretty easy. Doesn't take much time. And once I have it on there, now I'm ready to put my shoe. Now I'm going to do the tongue of this shoe, guys, because that has a little bit more real estate to actually stitch on. So I'm setting it up, getting it on there properly. I'm going to make sure that the tongue is flat. And I'm then going to clamp it down. Make sure that it's in there. See, it's in there really good. Okay, got the shoe pretty tight there. Now, let's go to our design center. Here, I'm going to put in the word go. We're just going to use go, G-E-A-U-X. And then once we add in the word go, we need to size it. And then I'm going to use the snowman feature on here, guys. If you've never heard of the snowman feature, well, on the Brother machines that have the camera, the use of the snowman is used for a couple of things. It helps to align the machine. It also helps for it to detect the thickness of what you're about to embroider on. So that little snowman guides a lot of things. So here we go. I'm putting the word go there. I am changing the color so that I have the right color. I'm going to use green. And now I'm going to go and look at the camera. Now it's telling me I need to have my little snowman. I'm grabbing my snowman because I keep me a snowman on there. What it's doing right now is it is trying to make sure that I align my little snowman with the snowman that's on that screen. I know it's a little hard to see, but you'll be able to see it here in a second. So I have to align the snowman up with the little circular snowman there. Press it down. Then I'm going to hit OK. What it does next is it tries to find it. So it's going to adjust itself. Then it's going to find the snowman. Now, while it's doing that, it's also scanning to see what size material it is. Now, it told me that we were good to go. So now, here's my go. Oh boy, it is too big. Do you see that? it is way too big. Yeah, too big. So now I'm trying to resize it, but on this screen, the resize is not working. There is no way for me to make this smaller. And I am kind of baffled about that because, like, where is it? I thought I saw it. It's not enabled on this screen. I'm not quite sure why, but guess what? Where there's a will, there's a way. So I tried to move it. I'm going to try to realign it by putting the word go the long way on the tongue, but I didn't really like how that looked. So what I ended up doing was clearing it, canceling it, and starting over and just making sure that I use the right size the next time. So here's how we do that. After lots of playing with this thing, decided, okay, I'm just going to go do something else. See there, I tried to do it in the long way. So I turned it, flipped it, but it's still going to stitch out on the little header tag at the top of the shoe on the tongue. I don't want that. I want it to be in the pink side of it. So I'm just going to cancel this stuff out and go back and redo it. Now, guys, if there's anyone that's watching the live right now, please make sure that you like the video. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing because that does help the channel. And also, I will be back with some live tutorials that you can use for your embroidery business or embroidery hobby, if you will. But please stay tuned because there is definitely more to come. Now, what I would like to do next is get out of this thing because it is killing me. So guess what? I'm going to return. I'm going to get up out of here because I tried. Nothing was enabled. So guess what? I think I'm about to let it go. And then I'm going to take and cancel out of that bad boy. Say, yep, let's start over. So here we go. We're going to start over. We're going to put go, G-E-A-U-X. Then we're going to make it smaller for all. So there we go. A smaller one. Make a smaller one. Now, once I got that made and I changed the color, then I'll be ready to stitch it out. Now, took all that. Stitch out didn't take that long. But let me tell you, here's another thing that's going to happen when we get through this. Now, I use my snowman again. I love the snowman for placement because it scans the entire field area so that you're able to see exactly on the garment where you're going to be placing the embroidery. That helps so many times. And I don't think that we take into consideration how big of a deal that is, because when you have a camera, you can truly align it with that item and not have to worry about it. So, all right, we got it. The snowman is all ready to go. So here we go. Now, let's put this bad boy where we want it, center it over, move it just a little bit, over. All right. Now we got it where we want it. And it is time to get this bad boy embroidered. Now, guys, has anyone else embroidered on a shoe? If you have, please place that in the comments. Tell us what kind of shoe you embroidered on and what did you put on it? And how was your experience? Now, here's one thing that I noticed about my machine. It is time for service on this machine. So I kept getting a wiper error. And you guys are going to see this wiper error with me when I tell you wiper errors sound horrific. It was crazy, the sound it was making. So it was almost like every letter I had to go through and cut the doggone cord because it was not ending well and giving me that freaking error. So it is about to stitch. And here we go. I'm doing my little frame. So don't forget, guys, every time before you stitch, make sure you do a framing, because on things like these hoop tech hoops and your what are those, fast frames, you have to make sure that you trace, even on the mighty hoops, because the machine does not recognize those hoops as regular hoops. So it is very, very important that you trace, understand where those stitches are going to start and end, because what you don't want is the machine to hit one of those outside areas. So you gotta make sure that you be still. Oh, there we go. I got it. There's my little wiper error. So now, got a wiper error. And I cleared it up and kept going. Now, the thing about the wiper errors is it's not so bad. It really does just not cut the thread like it's supposed to. So that's what's happening. My blade isn't cutting the way it's supposed to. I think it may be time to replace the wiper blade. But again, it is definitely time for service on this machine, which will happen soon. So the other thing that is going on is that it doesn't take long for this to stitch out, which is really good. So I'm cutting another stitch again because my little wiper blade. But guys, if you haven't liked or subscribed yet, please do so. And please join me. I'm normally here with something new and intriguing for you to look at on Sundays at 6 p.m. Central, so that you get the most. Now, if there is something that you haven't seen that you'd like me to take a picture of, please do so and tell me in the comments. I would be more than happy to take a photo for you. All right, so now this little wiper thing broke my thread, so I had to go through, rethread it. And guys, you know, when you embroider, these kind of things happen. It just happens. And so now I'm rethreading, getting it ready. And, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, but it takes some time because, one, you want it nice. Two, you want to make sure it actually works properly. And there I go again. Doggone wiper error, telling you that thing was getting on my last nerve. But it's okay because it doesn't take long. It's still stitching out. Now, I don't know. There we go. I'm like, what happened? There we go. Let's zoom in so you can see what's going on with these stitches, man. So we got it. It's stitching out. We're only putting the word go on it. All right, so see that wiper error again. All right, so wiper error. Now we just got 2 letters left. If it can just get through those 2 letters, we'd be good to go. All right, and we're back up and running. So guys, what are you doing this Sunday? Are you stitching anything? Are you making anything? What's happening? What's going on? What are you guys working on? So here we go. We got our shoe all stitched up and ready to go. I think that's okay. Our last letter is stitching out now. And once we have that done, then guys, we have officially embroidered on a tennis shoe. Okay, you see how easy it is? Like literally, I could have wrote a poem off in there, but I wasn't. You know, I wasn't gonna do that. But I could have written a poem in there or something, or just put a little happy space or smiley face or something. So guys, look, embroidering on a tennis shoe doesn't have to be hard. Doesn't have to be that difficult, but you can do it. You can do it. You just have to have the right tools. Again, I'm using a Hoop Tech hooping device. They actually have one specifically for shoes, but I found that with some of the Hoop Tech devices, you can actually do more than just that. So guys, if you haven't done it by now, smash that thumbs up button and give us a subscribe, guys, because guess what? We did it. We got the word on a tennis shoe. It's all embroidered. You know it. You know it. Okay, you see it? Gonna clean it up a bit. And then that's all we have to do, guys. So you too can embroider on a shoe. Just make sure that you're careful. You're careful. You're careful. You are careful. Make sure you're careful with that, because you have to have the right tools to do it, but it can be done. So, all right, guys, I really, really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me for the past 16 minutes. But look, get embroidered on a tennis shoe. I just did one shoe on this side to put the word go. And once you have it done, then you're good to go, guys. Good to go. All right. So now that's all we need to do. I really, really appreciate you guys watching the video. Please stay tuned for something fun and exciting coming for next week. And guys, guess what? We did embroider on a shoe. So have a great week. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you've done this week and what you got going on for the rest of the week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great week, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.